It's the Sean Widmer Podcast. It's a journal by someone that just really doesn't like to write.
Let's do the podcast and Mariners cast at the same time, shall we? It's late, and I got to get some sleep, but I got to get the podcast recorded tonight. I'm excited to get one on there. Here we go. Mariners are 1 out away from winning and tying the series up 1-1. Should have won last night. Dang it. I think I'm getting grief. I don't know. I never understand. I've given up trying to understand how my buddy Brandon texts about sports with some of us. I think in the text thread, I'm operating under the assumption that he's giving me grief of being a bandwagon Mariners guy, which is totally fair. But I have got it on record for 15 plus years of I'm back in when the Mariners are back in. After over a decade of me, did you get him? Okay, here we go. This could be the last pitch. Over a decade of me buying Mariners tickets, Mariners jerseys, Mariners hats, everything, rocking Mariners gear. I just got sick of it. I'm like, look, you're not providing me with a product that's worth my money. I'm out until you're back. And now they're back. So I'm back. And so does it feel very bandwagon-y? I mean, kind of. I would say this year, I watched 15 Mariners games out of 162. And it's only because it works out well for my life. They're on super late after everyone's asleep. And so it works out. It's just like with the Blazers games. The Blazers suck right now. They're going to be so bad again this year. But the games start at 10 o'clock. And so everyone in my house is asleep. And it's a great go-to-bed routine for me. Anyways, I don't need to defend my love of the Mariners, but Brandon's been giving me grief for being a bandwagon guy. Either way, I was locked in last night, locked in tonight. Oh, that was the one. And the Mariners could be winning this. Seahawks lost today. That stunk. Today I want to talk about something I'm not good at. I need to own it. I need to put it out there. I need to verbalize it. I think that's good. And then I want to make sure there's something that needs to happen that didn't happen on my weekend. It's something that I thought was really good. Oh, all right. We got a full count going to Meadows. This would be a great strikeout right here. Podcasting a game is not great podcasting, but here we go. There's the pitch, swing, ground ball to Naylor, throws it back, and Brandon on cue, Brandon, for those of you watching, LFG, again, he's a Red Sox fan, giving grief, but the Mariners win it. They win a playoff game. God bless. Okay, so that's great news. The Seahawks were not great news today, and I have a problem with sports. I really love sports. It's one of my favorite things of all. I heavily invested. It was what got me my start in my previous career. It is what has given me a lot of joy over my life, playing, viewing sports. And long ago, I was met, this had been 5, 6, 7 years ago. I was met with this moment in life in my early to mid 30s where I was like, okay, I let sports affect my mood. And I will watch a sporting event and a team that I love will lose or win, and I will swing to maximum happiness or maximum depression based on this sporting event, right? Watching people play a game that I don't know and will never meet and have no effect on, and I can't affect the game, and I will let that affect me so deeply. And I said, I need to approach this smart, wisely. I need to do that. And what did I decide? What did I land on? I landed on just letting it happen. And that's part of me. Part of me is the Mariners win this game, a team that I've been disassociated from for a number of years, waiting for them to make my dollar worth, all the dollars I spent on them when they didn't care about the team, make them worth it. But I get excited. Last night I was bummed when they lost the game. I was bummed. Visually, emotionally bummed out. So today, the Seahawks game is happening. And I am on a roller coaster because the Seahawks game today was crazy, up and down. So I'm on this emotional roller coaster. The Bucks go up to start, and it's like, dang it, what's going on? And then suddenly Sam Darnold starts clicking. JSN is clicking. Coop's clicking. And it's good. Like, this is good. Seahawks game is going well, and the back and forth begins. So I'm watching this game, and I've got the kids around me, and I'm yelling at the TV. I'm yelling at the TV because that's what I do. I'm that guy. I'm yelling at the TV. Yes or no. I'm yelling. And so when a bad play happens, I'm like, no. And the kids think they're in trouble. I'm like, you're not in trouble. Sorry. You're not in trouble. The entire defensive unit for the Seahawks is in trouble because they've decided they don't want to guard Emeka Egbuka. They don't want to do it. And so, I can feel them watching me watch the game, and they can feel the emotions that I have. If this is one of my kids waking up, it's unbelievable when I hit record how a kid wakes up. Oh, nope. Thank goodness. Okay. Sorry. I got the baby monitors on. I'm just monitoring wanderers as we have some sleepwalk wanderers in the house. So these two, the older ones especially, are I can feel them feeding off my emotions, and it's not great. Huck's a little on edge. Olivia's a little on edge. But we have a deal here in the Widmer house. If the Seahawks score a touchdown, it's candy. We get candy. This has been since day one with Olivia. Seahawks score a touchdown, I'm running to where our candy is. I'm grabbing today with Skittles, a couple Skittles, and the kids get the Skittles. So this is my way of getting Huck and Olivia invested in Seahawks football. So we're they're kind of paying attention, and Seahawks kind of going a little run where they're getting some scores. So there's some Skittles being thrown out, and then moments later, the Bucks score, and Olivia's like, I thought you were happy, Dad. I'm like, I'm trying to be, but I'm sad. And this is a great remind you what's real, because like I said, I've decided to be all invested, all in on sports, let it affect my emotions. I've decided that is what I want in life, and I'm cool with it. But it was a fun reality check today, as at the end of the game, the Seahawks are driving to win. It's a tie ball game. They need to drive down to field goal range, kick a field goal to win the game. And Sam Darnold, who had an unbelievable game, gets hit on a throw, throws it, it's offline, Bucks intercept it, and they get the ball, and they end up kicking a field goal. Because of this turnover, they end up kicking a field goal and winning it. But when the turnover happens, I feel my world ending, because, again, I've decided to live this way. My world is ending, and my son, Huck, looks at me and goes, Dad, I really hope, because he's kind of watching, I really hope that throw means I get Skittles. And I just looked at him, and myself wanted to scream at the TV. I wanted to throw something through it. And here's my sweet innocent son looking at me with like innocent eyes. Dad, I really hope that throw means we get Skittles. And I was like, no, son, that throw means I'm going to be sad all night. But you are going to get Skittles because I like you. But that throw right there means that your mom's not going to want to talk to me for the rest of the evening, and I will probably be inapproachable at work for the first hour or two. Now, the Mariners winning tonight has got me back on track, so I think I'll be good tomorrow, but Dad, I really hope that throw means I get Skittles. Yeah, no, it doesn't. It doesn't, dude. Okay, I want to talk about something I'm not good at, and I've just got to get it out there. Because I talked about this a couple weeks ago, how I am the best game player there is. But there is a game that I need to speak on because I've been playing a lot of it lately, and that is Settlers of Catan. Okay? I really like this game. I was introduced to this game by a man named George, who is the owner of Homestead Birkenstock, the Birkenstock store at Northtown Mall and in downtown Spokane, neither of which are there anymore. But he was one of the two owners, and I worked at Birkenstock during college, my last year of college, and I was working every single job you could have, working at the mall, working at a cell phone place, working at the radio station, and then going to school. So it was crazy times. But in all of this, I have a love for board games that people knew about. And George, who is this older guy who owned one of the owners of Birkenstock, had a homemade version of Catan. and he had made a wooden board, and they had made wooden tiles for the board, he and his son. And they had kind of been talking. It was mentioned at work one day that he had this, and I was like, I've never played it, but I've heard it's awesome. And he invited me over to play. And I remember going over to his house and playing Settlers of Catan with George and his son and his son's buddy, who they were football players at Whitworth College in Spokane. And I was, first of all, like, you guys are really big and strong, and two, this game is awesome. And I fell in love with it at that moment. And over the next many years, if I heard someone was playing it, I wanted to be part of the game. So I really like Catan. And I think it's a great game. I think there's a great mix of strategy and luck. I really think it's a wonderful game. So I don't play it very often, and I haven't played it a ton. There was a good stretch where my buddies, Mike and Marcus, and my buddy Steve, who was their neighbor, they would get together and play Catan in the backyard. So if I could sneak out of the house and go down, I'd play Catan with them, and they're very fun to play with. So it kind of reemerged for a while. Well, then I found it. I think Travis tipped me off to Board Game Arena. I think is what the website is, boardgamearena.com. And this has sort of been my nightcap every evening. Is I will sit down after everyone's asleep and I'll run a game or two of Settlers of Catan. And I really like it. And I always feel like I've got good strategy going in. I just have to admit this. I'm not good at that game. And it stinks to say because I'm arrogant and I'm cocky and I'm loudmouthed. But I'm also I'm also, I'll be honest with you. And I can call a spade. I'm not good at it. And it like sucks that I'm not good at it. On this Board Game Arena site, and this is why it's eating me up. You get a ranking, and your ranking can rise as you play more games and win. And if you're in a 4-player game and you win, you get, 16 to 20 points to your score, your ranking score for Catan. And if you lose, it gets negative. But if you get second place, you get a couple points. In third place, sometimes you lose a point or sometimes you gain a point depending on how many points you had. And so there's tiers. I am finishing last all the time. And my score is as low after 30, 40 games. My score is as low as it can be. I'm at the bottom where if I lose, I can't go any more negative. And this has been a tough realization that I'm not good at Catan. And I don't know what I need to do to get better at it. This is another problem. I don't know what I'm missing, but I'm missing something. And it's worrying me because I don't think I'm smart enough to figure it out. And that sucks. That just sucks. But that's where I'm at. So I'm going to keep grinding at it for a while. I know this is probably going to be a thing I'm doing that will go away in the next month or two, but I'm going to enjoy the next month of my nightly Catan games and hopefully get a little bit better at the game. But I don't know. I've been trying everything. I'm trying to put my cities on docks to do 2-for-1 trades or 3-for-1 trades. Then I'm trying to steer clear of the docks because I'm losing with those, and I'm trying to really spread out numbers. I'll try a game where I spread out numbers, so I've got a lot, I can get resources on a lot of different numbers. Then I try a game where it's like, okay, well, if a 9 is rolled, I'm getting everything. I'm on every 9, and I'm just losing on all of them. So I need to get better. I need to be better. Okay, let's finish today. Thank you to everyone who has participated in the show over the last little while. I appreciate you over at Sean'sLife.com. Or if you listen on Spotify, you can comment there. If you watch on YouTube, you can comment there. I appreciate the
Kelly's, what are you into?
Let me finish that sentence. I appreciate the people who do that. So thank you. We went to a pumpkin patch this weekend, and it was awesome. My daughter had a bunch of birthday parties she was going to this weekend. One of them was at a pumpkin patch about an hour away from her house. Long way away, long drive. Now, I've always been impressed with the pumpkin patches back in the inland Northwest. Spokane has a couple really good ones. Up at Green Bluff, really good ones. And Green Bluff as a whole is wonderful when fall kicks in. A lot of places to go get your harvesty, fall-styled foods, trinkets, whatever it might be. But the fall themes are all there. And then, of course, they've got the pumpkin patches. They've got the corn mazes. They've got all that stuff. They've got the most overrated thing in Spokane, the Harvest House pumpkin donuts. It's silly how people go crazy for these things for what they are. It's silly. At least the Popeye sandwich, chicken sandwich, was really good. You'd wait 2 hours for that, and it was really good. People stand in line at Green Bluff for 40 minutes to get these donuts, and I'm thinking, you guys, last year you went to Green Bluff, you stood in line for 40 minutes, you ate the pumpkin donuts, and you said, those are good, but I don't know that they're worth a 40-minute wait, and then you did it again the next 3 years in a row, and you said the same thing. Anyways, that's just a me problem. That's a big-time me problem. So we went to this pumpkin patch, and I defend the inland Northwest out everywhere I'm going to go. I love that area. So I go in a little skeptical of what is a Kentucky pumpkin patch going to look like. It freaking rocked. It rocked. Oh my gosh. Divines or something like that is the pumpkin patch if you're in this area. Divines out in Harrodsburg. Man alive, it was great. A lot of activities. You got the tractor ride, the tractor that drives you out to the pumpkins. I will say one thing with Green Bluff, at least the two of the major attractions for pumpkins, they just hand you the cart and send you off. And you go walk out there and get your pumpkin. The tractor ride to get the pumpkin was great. I loved that. But then the festivities, the events they had at the pumpkin patch. Did they have a couple basketball hoops? Yes. Under a barn? Yes. So that's going to win brownie points for me. But they had a couple of those huge tarps that they lay out that bubble up and you can kind of trampoline on them. They had a couple of those. A bunch of tires for the kids to climb on. They had the big tubes, like 4-foot diameter tubes that the kids can get in and roll down tracks end over end. Kids, different tiers of kids playlands, right? You got the infant one, toddler one, bigger kid one. It was great. Animals to pet, to look at, to yell at, all these things, right? There's so much stuff. Huge corn maze, little corn maze. It also very green still here, so it's kind of a cool look. It looked great. It was amazing. And then to top it all off, and this is where I really was like, yeah, this is where you checkmate Green Bluff. Green Bluff is special. I don't want to knock Green Bluff too much. Green Bluff is special. If I was in Spokane and I could go to Green Bluff in the fall, even though it's a mess to get to, too many people are there, parking sucks, Green Bluff is cool and special. But at this place, we sat down with Huck, Woods, Olivia, my wife, me. We got, I think, 3 hamburgers, 2 hot dogs, 3 drinks, 3 bags of chips, and 2 desserts for $20 on the dot. I think it's $20 for one pumpkin donut. This place, what Green Bluff loses in terms of they feel like they're cool, so because they think they're cool, they'll charge you more for stuff. This place was just like, look, you're bringing the fam out. You're having our burgers and hot dogs. You're getting a pumpkin. $20 for food. Let's just do that. Let's just call it good. We'll call it good at $20. And that was all I needed to know that this place is the best. Great time at the pumpkin patch. I think I like pumpkin patches. I think I do. The one thing this place didn't have, and it might be because it's still in the lower 80s, upper 70s in Lexington, I need a hot apple drink. Like a hot apple cider is huge for me at a fall activity. It's probably my favorite thing outside of a pumpkin pie in fall is hot apple cider. Oh, I love it so much. So that was the one thing missing. But I don't know that a hot apple cider would have been good as we walked around in t-shirts and shorts, dripping sweat because it was hot. Okay, thanks for listening to the podcast. I guess I do want to look at this to see if we have any comments. That is something I don't want to miss on. So let's look here. Got to open up everything. Again, you know the places, YouTube, Sean'sLife.com. Over at Sean'sLife.com, we have a couple. Ron. Oh, Ron, I'm seeing what this is now. Oh, Ron. This week's Kelly's What Are You Into is seeing MXPX in Bend, Oregon. It was our first time hanging out in Bend, and we had a blast. I've seen MXPX about 10 times, and they get better and better every year. You have to go to the Louisville show. I really want to, and I think it's coming up, unless I already missed it. I keep seeing the preview on Instagram, but I really want to go. I really like MXPX. They're going to be there. Okay, they're not there till November 13th. Yeah, I really want to go. I like MXPX a lot. Okay, Ron, you said it's good. That's gonna change things. It's an hour, 20-minute drive to go see him. That's worth it. Thank you for that. Let's see what we got over on Spotify. Is there anything over on Spotify that we need to touch on? Yeah, we got a couple things. Yvonne says this. She doesn't cough. That's just me. Forever now. I love seeing the video you did of Olivia. I'm not sure about the adults at the splash pads without kids. Iffy. If it's hot, maybe. Yeah, thank you for that. The videos are over on Patreon. I'm doing a video every day on Patreon. They're just kind of quick hitter thoughts. And then Yvonne also said, you need several Tide pens for all the spots on your shirts. I do. Yvonne, it's crazy. Crazy. Spokanian says this. Paul Casey, Ian Poulter, Stephen Ames, Rory Sabatini, Michael Jordan, and Charles Barkley are listed as the biggest trash talkers. Tiger Woods is up there. My golfing spirit is like John Daly. Hands down, that's how I'd be if I was a golfer. That's great. John Daly's great. He's great in Happy Gilmore too as well. Okay, so thank you, Ian, for that. I love a good trash talker. I think we need more in golf. I know that's a cold take. Not a lot of people jumping on there. And then over on YouTube, a couple things. Paul, he was first to comment on the episode of Perfect Junk Drawer and says, woohoo, first one. First comment. Let's go, Paul. And then Roberta said this, just the index cards alone, let anyone who opens the drawer know it's yours. Thank you, Roberta. In my junk drawer. Nobody else is putting 3x5 cards in their junk drawer. Everyone's doing Post-it notes, I'm sure. But I'm telling you, the 3x5 cards, these things, these bad boys, index cards, these are magical. I got a handful of them right here. They're magical. I don't go places without them. You just never know when you're going to need a 3x5 card. Actually, you do. Always. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate you. I hope your week goes very, very well. We'll talk again on Wednesday.